guys. We are going to be doing another one of Danielle's mixes. I don't have the names of them on the back, but before I post the video, I'll get them and put them in the title for you like I always do, so you know what's what. So we're doing a, you know, pretty traditional. We got some red going here. The black, not as traditional Valentine-y, but we've got red sparkles in there too, so kind of traditional, kind of not, a little bit of both. I'm excited to do this one because it's got a bunch of overlays. Also has some the solids in it. It's got Midnight in Manhattan in there, and solids, especially dark solids, are very hard to work with. So I was excited to do that and kind of give you guys some tips on what I do to work with them and try and make them look their best. Because a solid is not as forgiving as a glitter, right? Ooh, shoot. Dang it. Just banged my thumbnail on. It'll be fine. I got a little ding on my thumbnail. I hit it on one of my lamps over here. Sorry, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, solids, not as forgiving as glitters for sure. They show more imperfections and whatnot. And then a dark solid is another level of hard because it shows if you don't get your like edges kind of even and good around the cuticle, it shows more. So just gonna kind of hopefully give you some tips to do that. So we've got Midnight in Manhattan and Love Shack for the thumbs. I know those two for sure. Ooh, they don't want to come apart. They're stuck on each other. They're in love. So yeah, we got Midnight in Manhattan and Love Shack. Love Shack is a strip from last year's Valentine's collection. And then we have some Heart of the Matter strips, so this red is definitely Heart of the Matter. There's also some like, that's Crantastic for sure. I can just tell by looking at the different colors in it. It's got the like Crantastic has a little bit of an orange sparkle in it. So that's some Crantastic there for sure. But then we have these ones with this color red and it is Heart of the Matter. And then we also have some Do or Dot. Looks like the plastic came off of that one. It happens, they stick together sometimes. So for our thumbs and our pinkies, we've got Midnight in Manhattan with Love Shack over it. Then let's see, how do we want to do? I think I want this on my ring finger. And then we'll do this on the middle. And we'll do a Crantastic with Do or Dot for our pointer. I think that's what I want to do right there. I think that looks pretty. And so we have a little extra bit of Crantastic there I may or may not use. We'll see. Maybe we'll make some hearts out of it or something to put on some of the other nails that don't have hearts. So we'll just put this little guy up here for now. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, oh, by the way, hi, I'm Heather. I am a ColorStreet stylist, but more importantly, I am a nail addict. Love all different kinds of stuff. I've been trying a lot of different brands for you guys lately to see how they work, see if they're any good, see if they compare to ColorStreet or not. We found some good ones. We found some not so good ones. We're going to keep going on that because I like it. But, you know, overall, I just like nail strips in general and doing my nails. So I tend to do my nails 2 to 3 times a week, usually, and I film it for you. I can't remember the last time I did my nails without filming it, so, all right. So we have Midnight in Manhattan here, okay? Love Midnight in Manhattan. It's a great, like, staple color, right? Really good color. Black, Black's always a good color, at least for me. I'm a dark girl, so I like black, but, you know, not necessarily for everybody. But this is a solid, okay? So solids are always a bit harder to work with, especially if you're new to using ColorStreet. And then, like I said, this being a dark solid, it's going to show imperfections even more than maybe a light solid would. So it can be hard to use, but biggest thing really is to just take your time. Try not to get flustered with it. And it'll usually come out good. So we're going to just, I got a little bit of the tab here stuck at the top, so I'm going to cut that off. Don't want it to be jagged on the edge at all. Okay. And there are lots and lots and lots of videos out there on working with solids. So if you want some more tips, you can pretty much probably just search like ColorStreet solid strips and find lots of videos. I know Stacy has done a couple, so Stacy's Sassy Styles. Melissa's Manny's and More, I've seen her do a how to work with solids video. Lots of people have done it. So if you want more, you can find it, trust me. All right, so I like to kind of just start to place it, make sure I've got it where I want it. Because if I have to cut around the cuticle at the bottom, it tends to look jagged and I don't like it. So especially with a dark solid, I want to be extra careful about my placement. So I always start in the middle, push to the tip, and then I will either use my finger or a cuticle pusher and start going out to my sides. And when you're doing a solid, you want to stretch, okay? Stretching is your friend with solids. You see how that just pulled that side in nice and even along the side of my nail, so I didn't get any wrinkles, okay? So stretching helps kind of pull out any potential wrinkles that you're going to get in your solid strips. So see on the side here, if I just push this, I don't know if you can see it very well, but if I just push this down, I might get a wrinkle in it because it's not like super tight to the side of my finger yet. But if I just take and pull a little bit, did you see how the strip kind of started to go down to my nail on its own? Okay, and then I can take and use my pusher to smooth out the edges a little bit more and really adhere it to my nail, okay? And then you can even pull a little at the top if you want. And then you can use your thumbnail. I use scissors or my nippers to cut my strip in half because I don't want to mess with the base coat that I have on my thumbnail. I always put down OPI Nail Envy, and I was using the Orly Bonder all the time. But now I have not been using it every time because I found sometimes it's a little, like it's too many layers, I think, and the manicures were getting a little gummy on me and I didn't like it. So, so we've got a nice smooth application, and then your thumbs are always your best, easiest way to work with your strips, right? So cutting your strip at the edge of your nail with your thumb is typically going to be the easiest way to do that. I will also use my nippers sometimes and take the nipper and kind of use that like a thumbnail and push it under. And then I usually will use my nippers or my tweezers to pull that excess piece off. And then you can see we've got a fairly smooth, there's like one little wrinkle I got. But otherwise, you've got a pretty smooth application of a solid. I struggled so much with the solids when I first started because I love the dark colors, right? So I would do the Midnight Manhattan. I loved Upper East Side. Even the white. White is not very forgiving either. And I would always end up with like kind of, because I was trying to cut around the edges and stuff, I would get, it would just be kind of a mess. And I hated it. I wanted it to have that nice, smooth look to it around the edges. So I am using the other side of this strip that tends to be a bit big for this pinky. So I can just put it down, cut around the edge, it would be fine, right? Other thing you could do is if this side fits your pinky really well, you can take your strip and put it on that side and kind of cut around it if you want before you put it down. So like I want to get this kind of jagged edge that there's there from when I took off the tab. I want to get rid of that because I don't want that at the cuticle line. I don't want it, it's going to look messy. So I'm just going to actually take and use the other end of this strip like a guide for me. And I'm going to cut off as much of the excess as I can before I even put it down. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of go around and trim as much as I can off around the edge here of this and use it kind of as a guide to get this strip so it's the right size to fit my pinky. It's not super easy to cut when the strip is not like on the backing, so it can be a little hard to do it that way, and so you could just put it down and kind of do it once it's on your finger. But I want to try and get this with as smooth an edge as I can. So I'm going to go around it a little bit more and just kind of smooth out my edges somewhat. So if you do this, you want to make sure you put it back down on the shiny side, the side that you pulled the strip off of. Because if you put it back down on the other side, you're not going to be able to get it off. Okay. So I knew this was my side because I was holding it up that side. So this side has the like shiny on the back. It's flatter. It feels more like paper. On this side, it feels a bit more waxy. You have to, if you don't put it down on the side, it's gonna be stuck to there and you can't get it off. So, all right, now let's put this one down on our other nail. And it's not perfect, the cuts around the edges, but it's, wait a minute, I see a little point there that I know is gonna look yucky if I don't get it first. And so it may take me a little bit more time, but I don't want to do all this work on my finger. I want to try and do as much as I can before I put it down. All right, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to carefully place it, make sure I've got it just a little hair above the cuticle line. Okay, and then again, I like to smooth down the top. And then I go to my sides and do a little pull. Smooth it down on the sides after I do my little pull at the top there. Okay, so this side I feel like is a little bit more smooth than the other one because I had to cut around the edge of this one, but you can also use your cuticle pusher to kind of neaten up the sides a little bit. If you have a little bit sticking out that you don't like, you can always kind of push it in a little bit and make that line around the edge a little bit neater. Okay. And then I'm just gonna nip off the top of it there. So that is my kind of how I do it to get solids to be a bit more neat and then also wrinkle free, right? We don't want wrinkles. Wrinkles suck. They make it look a hot mess sometimes when you get a wrinkle. So, but if you do, you can always take the strip off and start over if you need to, right? It's just nails. We'll be all right. Or Sometimes when you get a wrinkle, sorry, my music stopped. I need some more tunage going in the background for me. If you get a wrinkle, so like if you have a part that's sticking up in the middle, right? Don't just squish it down. It's not ever gonna squish out the wrinkle. It's gonna be a mess. So sometimes what you can do is actually take your nippers, right? And cut a bit of it off and then kind of smooth it down, especially if you're going to do an overlay, because that's going to smooth it out a bit. You want to be careful not to cut too much so that you have like an empty piece in the middle, but you can kind of nip off a little bit of that wrinkle so that way when you push it down, it doesn't leave a bump. Okay. So there's my solids tip. All right. So here we go. Beautiful glitter. These are going to be way more forgiving, especially these designs. This set, this was one of my favorite Valentine sets with these beautiful hearts and the ombre red to black. It's just such a pretty set. And then the sparkle on top of it, dude, it's so good. All right. So this is an older one. Like I said, this was from a previous, this might actually be 2 years ago, Valentine's. Because I feel like, yeah, it might be a little farther. So you can see it's doing like the zebra set that we did, where it was sticking around the edges. So if you start to notice that, just take your time, peel it up slower, so that you don't have any part of the strip rip off. And then, you know, you saw how I did it in that other video with the zebra nail ones. You can, if you can get like one side up, then you can kind of pull it across too sometimes. So just go slow and careful if you notice that your strip is starting to stick to that paper backing that it's on. Okay. All right. Now you'll see why I love this set so much. I think I have 2 full sets in my binder of this one because it was a favorite. I really love it. Oops, sorry. I know I'm crossing the camera there and just blocking everything off, but okay. I'm not super happy with how I placed that, but it's okay. It's fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. All right. So yeah, that gorgeous red glitter and the hearts, and then the bit of black near the bottom. It's a really good design. And then of course the glitter. We all know how Heather feels about glitter, right? Glitter is a necessity of life for me. Oh, it's so freaking pretty. All right, let's get this little bit on the edge since I goofed and kind of put it off to the side too much here. I've got a little bit of cleanup on this side to do. Sorry, I gotta pull it closer to me so I can see what I'm doing here. I'm getting old, people. I need things closer to my face. And I refuse and will not buy readers yet. It's not happening. So, oh, look at that. Freaking gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's do the other side. Let's see if we can place it a little bit better this time so it covers the whole nail instead of being more to one side than the other. There we go. So even with the glitters, a little stretch at the top is going to help you pull out any wrinkles that might start to form, because I started to get one on here, and if you just pull it, you will see it pulls out that wrinkle a little bit. This one, like I said, it's an older one, so it's a little more delicate. It ripped when I pulled it, but it ripped at the top. It didn't rip like down into the nail, so it's good. Ugh, got plastic strips coming back out of the trash at me. Darn it. All right. So we got the, no, I need nippers for that. It's too short. There we go. Nope, a little bit more. A little bit more right here and right there. Because it'll drive me crazy. I'll keep looking at it. Like, I can't wait to file them in the morning whenever I do them, because I'm like, I can't stand it if they look uneven. It drives me bonkers looking at it. So I really need to do my nails like right before I go to bed, otherwise I'll sit there and look at them. And then I will start wanting to do some more cleanup rather than just letting them set. So, all right. Alrighty, so let's get this. I'm going to do the overlays after. So I'm going to go through and kind of do my base strips, and then we'll go back and add the overlays on top. All right, this one I can see is going to stick to the edges. It's actually, you can see a little kind of almost breakdown near the edge of the strip. So I want to be extra careful pulling this off. You may even need a little help from some, nope, it's coming. Okay. Whew. I was nervous on that one for a second, but it's working. It's, oh, we had a little bit stick there. Okay. Oh, all right. Were you holding your breath with me? I was holding my breath for a second. After the trauma of the cursed Manny, I'm like, so nervous that I'm gonna have to do 3 different sets before I get to the final destination. All right. So this is one of the plain strips out of this set. So it's just got that red sparkle, super pretty. All sorts of red sparkle. You know what it makes me think of? Is Dorothy's red shoes in The Wizard of Oz. Do you see it? Like, that is totally a red sparkly slipper right there, if I ever saw one. Totally Dorothy slippers right there, for sure. I don't think you can go wrong with a red sparkle. I mean, come on. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous. I cannot wait to see it with the dots on top. I'm super excited about that. Super excited to put the do or dot over it, because I have yet to use do or dot, surprisingly, because I am a polka dot lover. I love me some polka dots. I think they look great in your manis, so I'm surprised I haven't used it. Like, look at, even without any overlay on it, look at how that looks. I mean, it's just gorgeous already. Adding the overlay is going to be like the cherry on the sundae, right? Because I could totally probably just put down the base strips and I would have an absolutely gorgeous manicure. But then you add those overlays into it, it takes it up a notch to the, like, you know, just as this is without the overlays, people are going to say, oh my God, where did you get your nails done? right? Because it's friggin' gorgeous. I mean, there's no way people aren't going to notice this. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. But you add that overlay, definitely people are going to notice it because it's just over the top a little bit. That little extra. Like, God, I love this red. I love it. I'm a red fan though, but like, look at that red. Let me get it nice and close for you. Look at that. Do you see the sparkles in it? Oh God, it's so good. So good. All right. Okay. So now we got a little Crantastic going on here. Crantastic is another one that is just a freaking gorgeous red. Look at that. Do you see the orange sparkle in it? That's got a little orange sparkle going. Oh my God. It's amazeballs. It's a really good one. There's a reason it's been around for so long. Because it's freaking awesome. It's got the micro glitters going. Like the different color glitters. It's just got all sorts of goodness going for it. Okay. So see, again, even with the glitter, sometimes you gotta do a little pull. Not like crazy, don't like, yank it or anything, but a little pull. Get any of those little wrinkles that want to form at the tip. Oh God, it's so good. So even though we've got two different reds going here, right? Because Crantastic Red is a little more to the cranberry side, obviously, right? Crantastic, look at the name. Then this one is more to that true red, but they still look great together. I don't know if you can see that, but they go, even though they're slightly different reds, it looks good. So yeah, I like it. Okay. ColorStreet doesn't usually disappoint me. Even the ones that I don't like, I'm like, meh, not my favorite set. It's still not disappointing. It's just not my favorite set. Like the other brands we've been trying out, right? I like them. I like a lot of them. Some of them I'm like totally, I'm in for it. I really like them. But it's still not ColorStreet. There is no, there's nothing else out there that really truly compares to a ColorStreet strip and how they go on and how they look. I wish we had some more variety of designs and overlays and color overlays like that they have in the other kinds of sets. But, I mean, look at that. It's just freaking, it's so good. All right, let's get our thumbs going here. So with this one, we're not going to have to worry about that other end that's a little jagged with the, right? We're just going to put it on because we're only going to use the one end. I always just, if I can anyways, depends on, sometimes when I'm using a partial, I can't do this, but if I have both, I'm going to use both thumbs. Just, sometimes they do, I can cover both nails with one thumb. Wait. Both thumbs with one strip. There we go. But it's typically a little bit of a battle to do it. And so if I can use both thumbs, I'm going to, because, okay. So again, I'm placing it very carefully because like if you have it too far from the cuticle, you're going to have that space. It's going to look weird, right? You're going to have it look like a little bit of a grow out almost. If you put it too close to the cuticle and it's over it, then you've got to nip it, and then you could have like that uneven area at the cuticle. So you want it to be like just so when you're doing a dark solid, okay? All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to smooth up my middle, and then I'm going to go do the base on one side. I'm gonna stretch up this side. Then I'm gonna do the base on the other side and stretch it up towards the top. Okay. I feel like I'm coming up on 3 years. Or did I just, I can't remember how long it is that I've been doing this, but it has taken me almost this long to get to where I really feel like I can do a fairly decent solid application. It is not easy to do solids at all. That's why there's so many videos out there on how to do it. And again, I placed it a little too far to the side. I'm not super happy at that part, but it's fine. So I have a little bit on the side that I have to clean up. Again, just take your time, because if you nip in too far, rip off too much on the side, then you're going to have like a dent in on the side. That always drove me nuts when I did that, because they're just super unforgiving. They're going to show every little flaw. So just take your time, do it slow, don't rush through it. Like, this is not, a solid is not the mani that you do in the car, you know? You're going like somewhere and you've got to throw a set on in the car on the way there. Solid's not your girl. You want something glitter. Grab yourself a glitter, get in the car. You can do this in the car, okay? But not with a solid. Solids are not car friendly unless you plan on sitting in the parking lot of wherever you are and taking your time to put it on. Don't do it on the fly. You want to take your time with it. A little hangnail on this one. I do not want it messing up my strip. So all right. I mean, Midnight in Manhattan is just, God, it's good. It's good. They're all good. But I have always liked a good black. I feel like a good black, white, or white mani. Oh, when it's like really crisp and clean looking. Oh God, it's so good. So good. All right. No, I want you a little farther down before you get all comfy there, dude. Okay. And if you haven't pushed it down yet, you have a base coat on that's a little more forgiving, you can pull up and reposition if you haven't really pushed out on it yet. But if you've started to already like really push it down onto your nail, you don't want to try and reposition at that point, because you're just going to end up ripping your strip. But they are repositionable to a degree. If you have on one of the sticky base coats like the Bonder or whatever, you don't want to try and reposition, because it's going to pull up your base coat. It's just going to make a mess. But all right, I've got my thumbs on now, so I don't want to use that one to clean up this side, because I don't want to mess it up. So we're going to use our nippers to clean this one up. Ow! I just poked myself. These are sharp nippers, let me tell you. They are not for messing around with. They are sharp. Okay. So see, this is how I kind of use my nipper. Like my nail, I'll take the edge of it and just use it to push the strip under, like I would if I was using my thumbnail, right? And then it makes that little cut like your thumbnail would, and then you can kind of just pull it up. So I, like when I'm doing this, I'm using the edge. I'm using this part of the nipper here, not that point. That point is where it's really sharp. And you can poke yourself and cause some damage. When I'm using this to just kind of help me peel off that excess, I'm using the side of it and not really the sharp part of the nipper blade. Can also use just a, I have one out. Yes, I do, right here. Your wooden cuticle sticks are great tools as well for when you get to a point like where you can't use your thumbs or you don't want to use your thumbs. You can use these around the edges and stuff like that and make a good clean line. You just, again, take your time, because this, if you push too hard or in the wrong spot, you could make like a little rip into the side of it, and then you're not going to have that nice clean line around your cuticle, right? For me, that's a big deal. Some people, you may not care. I want it to have this like nice, clean, crisp line around the edge with my solids like this. So, all right, now let's get these overlays on. Woo! Exciting. All right. So this one's our little Love Shack overlay. All right. So with these glitter dips, if you look at this, you see this end is not as concentrated as this end. Do you see that? So sometimes I'll actually take and cut off a little bit on the end if I want to make sure that I have an even distribution of the glitter on my finger. So I will sometimes take my little scissors here. I got these little guys on Amazon. I thought they were super cute because they kind of looked antique. All right, so I will just like take my scissors and just kind of do a cut around the bottom. Nothing super crazy, I just freehand it. So until I get it to where I feel like there's an even distribution of the color. So, and then I will put it down so that I have like that. All right, and I have seen this set on one of the other girls that bought it on Danielle's page, and I know, oh God, it's so good. This red glitter over Midnight in Manhattan. Look at that. Oh God, it's so good. All right. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of, sometimes with these, you got to be careful around your tip because that big glitter, if you pull it, sometimes you could end up ripping the top of the strip. So like, I don't know, can you see that I've got like a sparkle right there at the edge? If I just cut that with my finger, I could rip the strip. So I want to use my nippers so that I cut the sparkle in half rather than like rip it out of the strip and make a hole kind of. So sometimes with these bigger glitters, you need to use your nippers rather than your finger to cut around. Oh, God, that's good. All right, hold on. I've got a sparkle right on the edge of the side here that I need to cut in half so it doesn't drive me nuts. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? It is so good. So good. It is like perfection, let me tell you. All right. Let's get this up here. Okay. I got a little edge bit. I hate that. And I'm not going to bother cutting this one like I did with the solid, because I'll just clean it up around the edge. But you could do that with this too if you didn't want to have to deal with the edge cleanup. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna nip this one at the edge with my nippers, because I got a bunch of sparkles I can see right at the edge of my nail. And I don't want to deal with those breaking, so I'm gonna nip them so that they get cut in half. Sorry, I got quiet because I was admiring this. It's like, it's really good. Over Midnight Manhattan Love Shack is like, and that doesn't have to be a Valentine's thing either. I would do that like anytime. It's really pretty. Hold on, I gotta get the edge piece that drives me nuts here. There we go. Okay. All right, now the dots. The dots. I'm excited about the dots. All right. All right, so I think this one was for the middle. Let's see how these dots look over some sparkles. Ah, no, no, no. No, you don't. Okay, I'm getting a little wrinkle here, but we're gonna stretch it and it's gonna be fine. There we go. Okay, let me get my pusher, because this little guy seems to want to wrinkle. And we are not going to allow that. We've taken so much time to very carefully do everything else in this. We are not going to wrinkle on the last step. Not happening. All right. Oh, that looks so good over the red, I think. The red sparkles. I mean, like, yeah, it's good. Ooh, what's that? A little bit from another manicure. It wasn't even any of the colors that were in this. It was like a salmon colored scrap. I don't even remember doing that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, the dots look so cute over that sparkle. I like it. It's super cute. Dots and sparkle, two of my favorite things, all in one. That makes me happy. I kind of want to do like a little heart out of the Crantastic, but I would want to put it on the dot finger, and you won't see it on the dot finger because they're too close in color to each other for you to see it on that finger. If I did a heart, I would want it there, I think. I think really if we use the Crantastic to make some little heart punches, the only finger we could put it on is that. So these two black fingers, it would show up. It wouldn't show up on any of the red fingers because it's just too close in color to it. So, I don't know. I might do some hearts for the thumbs or something. We'll see. Look how they look when I put the sparkle on them, and then if I think it needs it, I'll add some little hearts. But I also like the polka dots and hearts together. So like I like to do a little heart on your polka dot strips. Comes out pretty cute, but with this particular one, it would be too close. Just like with the zebra print mani. The red heart that I did on the, I don't remember what strips I put on. I know they were red, but I can't remember what red it was that I put on these fingers. And then I did a Crantastic heart, and it just, you couldn't see it. It was too close in color to the base red, so it didn't really show up much. I could see it, but like you had to look really close to be able to see it, so. I really like this one. If you guys have these strips at home, I would try it out. I think Danielle still had some Valentine's stuff up, and I think she had it on sale too. I can't remember though. So you never know, she might have some of this set left in her mixes. I'm not sure, but if you have something similar to this at home, it would be super cute because it's definitely a good one. So you could do polka dot com instead of do or dot if you wanted some dots. I really like the tiny dots on this one, but I also, the dots on polka dot com are gorge too. They look good over everything. I feel like these little dots kind of give it a, like a little ladybug vibe to it. I like it. But I think the polka dot com dots, because they're bigger, might show up even better on a deep red like these. You know what I mean? Because the bigger dot, these little ones, you can see them, but like the bigger size of the ones for polka dot com would show up, I think, more so on a red like this. Because these dots are little, they're going to show up better, I think, on like a lighter color than a darker color like this. So but I'm still here for it. I absolutely love it. It's really cute. All right, I know I've been saying that through the whole thing, but it's good. I can't help it. It's really good. Can you hear what I'm listening to in the background now? That's like the classic music. Everybody knows what it is. Yes, I have a Potter mix on in the background. I love some Harry Potter. Can't help it. Clearly. I got it tattooed on my skin forever. So I'm definitely committed at this point to being a Potter nerd. Whatever. I like it. Okay. Ugh, it's so good. So stinking good. I know I say that all the time about like 90% of stuff. Every once in a great while you get one of those manis where I go, blah, I hate it. Most of them you hear me go, oh God, it's so good. I love it. It's too good. All right, so now we gotta do our thumbs, and I'm gonna figure out which side I want, because we've got like, actually even these ones have a different glitter ratio going on. It's fine. I think I'm gonna, ooh, I hit the light. Sorry, I'm gonna use this end where we've got a, like the concentration of the glitter starts higher up. I think I'm gonna use that end, yeah. And I just saw a little bit on the edge of this thumb that I wanna clip before I put my overlay down. All right. I love all of these glitter dip strips. I think they're awesome. They look good with so many different things. They're definitely one of my favorite kind of overlays. Doing a glitter dip is, it's really versatile too, because you can always flip it and have your glitter at the bottom instead of the top. So you can do a lot with them, and I really like them. They're good. It's too good. We should turn that into a drinking game. How many times did Heather say it's so good during the video? Take a shot every time she does. You would all be drunk by the end, because I say it way too much. But it would be fun. I guess you could do like wine or something too. Take a drink every time I say it. Tell ya, be a good time. We are almost done. Almost done. I don't know, I might do a little, just like one, not like a bunch of hearts, but like maybe put like one right here or something like that. I gotta think about it though. All right. The last strip. What are we at? We're almost at an hour. Every video. I can't, like, I purposely went. So the phone died, like, as I was finishing. So I decided I would still come back on and just show you the finished product. I didn't want to leave it without showing you guys the end result there. So there's our thumbs. And actually I cut out a couple hearts while I was waiting for the phone to charge up enough to turn on. It literally died, like all of a sudden the screen went black. So I don't know if you guys missed anything, hopefully not, but it was dead. So I cut out a couple little crantastic hearts while I was waiting. Let's see. Yeah, I think I want it on this corner of the nail right here. Oh yeah, that was a good call. I like it. What do you think? It's cute, right? A little bit more. I don't know why I feel like I need to use every single strip in the mixes. Both of my lovely ladies that I buy them from tend to put extra, like more than you might actually use in there. And I always feel like I need to find something to do with the extra. Like I could just put it away and use it another time, or I could just throw it away because, like, do I need to save one strip? No. But I always like to try and, like, use it to do some little extra art bit of my own to kind of make it. So, there we go. I think that's cute. The little hearts there. I like it. So, there we go. There's the finished mani. I will take some nail fees for you guys tomorrow like usual, but there she is, another one in the books. I love it. I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you guys on the next one. Love you. Bye.